Hello and welcome to our channel. Today, we'll be talking about one of the most natural disasters that can strike anywhere in the world, earthquakes. In this video, we'll discuss the formation of earthquakes, what causes them, and how they affect the Earth's surface. Earthquakes are caused by the sudden release of energy from the Earth's crust. This energy is generated by the movement of tectonic plates that make up the Earth's outermost shell. Tectonic plates are large pieces of the Earth's crust that are constantly moving and colliding with one another. When two tectonic plates move against each other, they can get stuck, causing a buildup of pressure. As the pressure builds up, the rocks in the Earth's crust become deformed and can no longer withstand the stress. Finally, the rocks fracture and break, releasing energy in the form of seismic waves. These waves travel through the Earth's crust and cause the ground to shake, resulting in an earthquake. The strength of an earthquake is measured on a scale called the Richter scale. The Richter scale measures the amount of energy released during an earthquake. The scale ranges from 1 to 10, with each increase of 1 representing a tenfold increase in the magnitude of the earthquake. Additional reason for earthquake formation. Aside from the movement of tectonic plates, earthquakes can also be caused by other factors such as volcanic activity, landslides, and human activities like mining and oil drilling. Volcanic activity can trigger earthquakes because the movement of magma underneath the Earth's surface can cause the rocks around it to fracture and break, resulting in seismic waves. This is particularly common in areas with active volcanoes. Landslides can also cause earthquakes when large masses of rock or soil suddenly shift, creating seismic waves that can cause the ground to shake. Human activities like mining and oil drilling can also cause earthquakes when they remove or inject large amounts of fluids into the Earth's crust, altering the pressure and stress on the rocks. In fact, some of the most devastating earthquakes in recent history have been triggered by human activities. For example, the 2008 Sichuan earthquake in China, which killed over 68,000 people, was attributed to the construction of the Zipingpu Dam, which increased the pressure on the fault line. Now we discuss about how to find when earthquake hit. We'll be discussing how to find out when an earthquake has occurred. Knowing when an earthquake has occurred is important for the safety of people living in the affected areas and for emergency response teams to take appropriate action. There are several ways to find out when an earthquake has occurred. One of the most common methods is by using seismic monitoring systems, which detect and record seismic waves generated by the earthquake. Seismic monitoring systems consist of sensors called seismometers that are placed on the Earth's surface or in boreholes. When an earthquake occurs, the seismic waves travel through the Earth's crust and are detected by the seismometers. The data from these seismometers is then sent to a central location where it is analyzed to determine the location, magnitude, and depth of the earthquake. Another way to find out when an earthquake has occurred is through the use of the Internet. Several websites provide real-time updates on earthquakes around the world, including their magnitude, location, and time of occurrence. Examples of such websites include the United States Geological Survey, USGS, the European Mediterranean Seismological Center, EMSC, and the International Seismological Center, ISC. You can also find out about earthquakes through social media platforms like Twitter and Facebook, where people often share news and updates about earthquakes that they have experienced. However, it is important to verify the information before sharing or acting on it, as there is a lot of misinformation on social media. Other than that, recently we crossed some interesting news about one man, the man who predicted, yes. Frank Hoogerbeets is a self-proclaimed earthquake predictor who believes that he can forecast earthquakes based on certain astrological alignments and planetary positions. He has gained a significant following on social media, particularly on YouTube, where he shares his predictions and views on earthquake activity. Hoogerbeets claims to use a complex system of calculations to identify potential seismic activity, which he claims is linked to celestial alignments and solar flares. He has been making predictions for several years and has a dedicated following of people who believe in his predictions. However, Hoogerbeets' claims have been widely criticized by scientists and geologists, who argue that there is no scientific evidence to support his claims. The United States Geological Survey, USGS, has also stated that there is no way to predict earthquakes with any degree of accuracy, and that claims made by people like Hoogerbeets are unfounded and can cause unnecessary panic. Despite these criticisms, Hoogerbeets continues to share his predictions on social media, often with dramatic headlines and predictions of widespread destruction. His predictions have gained traction on social media, with many people sharing his videos and spreading his message. In conclusion, while Frank Hoogerbeets has gained a following for his earthquake predictions, there is no scientific evidence to support his claims. It is important to rely on credible sources when it comes to information about seismic activity, and to avoid spreading unfounded claims that can cause unnecessary fear and panic. That's all for today's video. Thank you for your wonderful time. I hope you got some knowledge through this video. If you want more interesting things, please do subscribe this channel, and if you really like, then give like. Hidden Rees.